Good evening. Here's Doc Severson with the TheoTrade report for Tuesday, March 27th. We have about 40 minutes left in the cash session today, and we've seen a pretty big reversal so far in the S&Ps and just about everything else, as I'll talk about tech in just a minute here, but we've seen a nasty reversal intraday here. So we had some strength. We saw, as we know, great big bounce off of yesterday, and today it looked like we were going to just pick up the baton and keep on running, especially as we got into the late morning. But since that point, now from the top at about near Don's level of 2682, we've seen the price just continue to crater lower. And we've dropped about 55 points off of the high. So the average true range continues to be enormous during this corrective pattern that we've been in since the beginning of February. So I mentioned tech earlier as a problem and also in the title, and look at tech getting destroyed, especially the former leaders or the former generals that we have of technology, which is Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, Google, and Amazon. All of them right now collectively are down over 3%, and this is leading the market lower. So if we look at these individually, we've known about the issues of Facebook for the last week or so. Facebook continues getting rocked today, down over 4.3%. So it just cannot buy any form of a dip. We were up earlier on the day. The dips keep getting bought, and then the rips keep getting sold in Facebook. So again, down 4.4% right now and accelerating into the end of the day. Amazon, the impervious Amazon right now is showing a dark cloud cover. And if this continues lower, this is going to be not only a key reversal bar, but a bearish engulfing pattern. So again, this is a very, very nasty candlestick right now, showing a much higher high, tried to break out, but right now, as you can see, this continues to erode with about 40 minutes left into the close. Here's Microsoft, and Microsoft actually is right now showing a key reversal bar with a higher high and so far a lower low outside of yesterday's range. So not only a key reversal bar, but also a bearish engulfing pattern as well too. So Microsoft down about 3.6% right now. And there is no safe harbor across the large cap tech right now, as Google is down almost 3.8%, also threatening to show that key reversal bar and bearish engulfing pattern. Now, surely Apple is going to be a safe harbor for that, right? Nope. Even Apple is down about 2% on the day. Again, what's not necessarily important is how much the price is down. It's the fact that it did try to rally. We're seeing the selling into the rips on every rally. I'm going to finish out today's video by doing kind of a let's pull back for a second and let's understand what's going on here. Again, what we've seen is after a very parabolic rally on the S&P, as we got into even the first month of 2018, we have gone into monthly exhaustion. And I've never, ever, after studying this market for how many years, right? We can go back at any length of time. Anytime we've seen this level of exhaustion on the monthly chart, we have had months of corrective action. So this is what's called, after a parabolic rally, we have a hairy back, and this is exactly what it's showing right now. So this is all playing into Q. This is all playing into exactly what we had expected here. So on the weekly chart is building up energy rapidly right now. This is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing, right? So we've gone from quiet and trending into sideways and volatile character. Now the question is, how deep is this correction going to go? And what I'm hoping for is that we actually get a little bit of an undercut. We need a little bit of an undercut to the early February lows, and by doing that undercut, we'll spike up implied volatility. Because again, the problem has been, and Don's been talking about this lately, as have I, is that the implied volatility has been understating what's out there in the realized volatility. So the implied is underselling the realized volatility. So we are actually being more volatile than what's being implied in the option chain. And so that means that that's better for long gamma or option buyers right now than it has been for short gamma or sellers. Sellers can't get enough room because there's just not enough premium priced into there. But an undercut of the February lows will get things jacked up again, And that's specifically what we want to see. And I want to see this jacked up again for months. Something similar to what we went through 2015, 2016 would do the trick. Now, getting down to the final chart here, this is actually when I will pull out 4 charts for this. So if we look at the 78-minute chart, which is 78-minute charts 5 times faster than the daily chart, at least during the cash session. So what we have is a series of lower highs and lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, all the way along here. Now, this is a higher high in the 78-minute chart. If this prints a higher low and then breaks above there, then we have a reversal on this chart and we'll start the process of working higher. However, on every other chart, we do not have that higher high, especially on technology right now. So as long as technology continues pulling things lower, then we have a ways to go and we may get that undercut that we look for, at least on the S&Ps. Hey folks, before you go, I want to talk to you for just a minute about the TheoTrade Live Return of the Trader event. Why are we calling it the Return of the Trader event? Well, because we believe, and we've already seen, volatility returning to the market as of February and March, and we think it will continue going into the rest of this year. So there's no better time than now to get prepped for all this volatility than at this event, because this is what we're going to be focusing on. So look at all these happy people from our last event. You can be one of them at the next event, which is coming up the beginning of May. So May 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I'll get into that in just a minute. Right now for members, the members are getting pricing of $1,100. So you've got until April 1st to get this price level. Otherwise, it's going to end up going up again. And also, don't forget that the event is limited to 200. So once we do sell the 200th ticket to this, we will shut down admissions to this event. All right, so where is it at? When is it going to happen? All those things. So it's going to occur at the Scottsdale Resort at McCormick Ranch in Scottsdale, Arizona. This is where we were last September. It is a really, really nice place, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that in just a minute. So who's this for? Intraday traders, swing traders, income traders. We've got something for everyone here. So again, on the 3rd of May, May 3rd, is where we have the event registration and the happy hour. So you can meet all of us live, can corner us in the room and ask us questions. And drinks are on TheoTrade, so don't forget that. We'll also have a quick event for you guys with Jeff and Don coming up. On Friday, May the 4th, this is when everything kicks in here. First session of the day will be Return of the Trader by Don Kaufman. And then we'll shift into Jeff Bierman. Professor Jeff Bierman will go into negotiating intraday volatility shifts, something that's very, very important in this type of volatility. The last session in the morning will be Perfecting Your Nasdaq and Intraday Trading Style by Tony Rago. And after lunch, I'll come on board with Fractal Analysis Intensive. So we're going to be talking about fractals in the context of what's happening in the market today. And then we'll go into Taming the Trend Day by Corey Rosenblum at the end of that day. So that is Friday, May 4th. So it's a market day. And then we will have the second day, Saturday, May 5th. And we're going to go right back into Don first thing in the morning. Probability and Profitability in Trading by Don. Price Action Intensive, again by myself. So I'm going to be going into specifics of reading price action. Tony will go into more about intraday trading, the Nasdaq E-mini. Don Kaufman will go into the state of the markets. We'll talk to Corey for creating your game plan for the next trading day. And then we'll have all of us up front, closing ceremonies, final giveaways, and everybody is sent home at that point on Saturday evening. So you might be saying, well, that all sounds great, but what's in this for me? Well, we've got 9 reasons here as to why we think this is a good event for you. First of all, just hearing repetition, practice and repetition over the next 2 days as we conduct this seminar. You're going to hear the same things again and again, and pretty soon you'll start to think in the same way. Don't forget that almost all of us trade at home or in our office by ourselves, and many times we don't feel like we're connected. Well, this is where we can also show you that you're part of a bigger community. You're going to hear from others and understand what they're doing in today's market. And by doing that, you'll discover your one-of-a-kind style. This is where you form your own trading strategies. You're going to be talking to not only the instructors, but also other people in the room to gain their wisdom, get their approach from things. understand how to risk manage in today's market, play it safe and play it profitably. And make sure that you're not trading just out of boredom. We're not going to get boredom in this year's market, but making sure that you're looking for just the best setups and then being decisive about taking those setups. And then finally, ultimately, this is what we're all after, is that peace of mind and freedom that all of us are looking for through individual trading. Now, this is not some event where we just sit up at the front of the room and put a virtual wall in between you and us. You're going to meet all of us. You're going to talk to us at the breaks. We are here for you, to talk to you. So Don, Jeff Bierman, myself, Tony Rago, Corey Rosenblum, as well as your other 200 attendees. Now let's talk about the actual location, the Scottsdale Resort at McCormick Ranch. And I'm particularly excited to talk about this because there's some really cool things about this place. So it's pretty easy to get to. It's not that far from the airport. It's a world-class airport. You should be able to get direct flights in just about regardless of where you live. Let's talk about the venue for a second. This is what a typical room looks like. And I do want to mention, I mention this every time I talk about this event, but I love the chairs that they have here. The chairs have got armrests. You're not going to be sitting here playing elbow wars with a guy next to you. They recline, so you're going to be comfortable all day long. You're not going to be sitting on some little narrow, tiny banquet chair that's going to wear you out after 3 hours. The weather should be excellent at this time of year. There's all kinds of events and outdoor activities that they have at this particular ranch. Now let's talk about the meals as well too. This is where, again, I get excited about this because breakfast, this is not just any breakfast. This is a really, really good breakfast served on Friday and Saturday, as well as the lunch. So we bring in the lunch. We bring in the lunch here for you guys. Bring in the lunch. So both days we're going to serve you breakfast and lunch. For dinner, you're on your own because a lot of people want to go explore the area. But what we find is a lot of people get together as groups anyway and go out to eat for dinner. So anyway, get your ticket right now. Make sure you get it in before April 1st to be able to get that preferred pricing. Don't miss this event. This is a great time. There's a lot of terrific information that's brought out there. Everybody walked away with a smile on their face last time. We want you to be one of those people to join us as well too. Hope to see you out there. Take care.